Good morning. Well, it was busy so far this morning. Got up to Natural Bridge and then to Emerald Lake. And well, Emerald Lake was a lot prettier than I actually expected. There are a lot of lakes that call themselves Emerald. This one was real. The water was beautiful. Decision time, watching a crazy man just making a U-turn on the highway. It's a little after 10, and the crowds have already grown. In fact, at Emerald Lake, as I was leaving, people almost had no more parking left. So instead of going to my next two destinations, I think I'm going to head back to Golden. Try to get something to eat, kill a little bit of time, and then maybe I'll do my last two destinations late this afternoon, because hopefully people will kind of do the middle of the day and there'll be more availability and less people towards the end of the day. So right now that's the plan, and right now I'm on my way to Golden. We'll catch up later.
Good evening. Just sitting here under the shade of the awning from the sun at camp, same camp I was at last night, just outside of Golden. Um, Today I drove back and forth from Golden twice. Earlier this morning, as I mentioned, after the morning events, I decided to go back into town and grab some breakfast. Uh, One of the things that I did, and probably was kind of a random thing and probably a little bit of a waste of time, was silly, but I went to the Golden Sky Bridge. I didn't realize it, but it was more of an amusement park kind of thing. It's amusement around the whole idea of mountaineering. So there were zip lines and bridges and a bunch of different things. But if I had my grandkids with me, that'd have been one thing. But I thought I'd get some good photos. It really wasn't worth doing for me. You'd probably enjoy it though if you have kids. Um, After that, I drove, like I said, back to Fields, and I hung around there for a little bit, and then I went up to the Tech Takaka Falls. Takaka Falls. Okay, I'll try to say that three times fast. Um, that was really good. Those falls are like 1,200 feet high, and man, there was a lot of water, and it was really powerful, and it was uh, it was a good take. After that, I drove back into Golden. Uh, Part of the reason is to get to this campsite. You can't get it from that side of the highway. You have to go all the way to Golden and come back, which is about 14 miles each way. So not an easy trek. But since I had to go down there anyways, I decided to fill up gas tank there and have dinner. And after that, like I said, I just came back here. So overall, a good next to last day of the real trip. Tomorrow will be the last day. I'll spend most of the time in Calgary. I'll try to get into Lake Louise, but I don't think I'm going to be able to park. So at best, I'll do a drive-by. Um, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. So I'm just going to sit here and enjoy camp, have hopefully get a good night's sleep, and get ready for tomorrow. So with that, I'll check out and see you in the morning. Well, good morning. Today's day number 54 of my 60-day trip. And that means it's my last day before I make a 6-day cross-country trip back home. Today, we're going to drive back into Banff. And I'm going to do a drive-by at least of Lake Louise. I have no high expectations I'll find a place to park. So I'm at least going to go and drive around as long as they let me in and see what that's like. Then I'm going to head down to the town of Banff and hang around there for a good portion of the day. In the late afternoon, I'll be driving to Cochrane to end the day, and I have a hotel in Cochrane, and that'll help me prepare, get ready for the big trip home. So yeah,
Right now it's partly cloudy and the sun seems to be trying to poke its way out. It's in the low 50s. So a bit chilly, but that's how they start off. So yeah, let's go see what we can find. Before you saw that sign, it said everything's full. Can't go to Lake Moraine. Hi, Ross. Yeah. Like I said earlier, this was going to be a drive-by. Okay, you may be able to, you may have noticed that I've taken a detour and decided to drive up Bow Valley Road up towards Johnston Canyon. Just an opportunity to get off the main road, get in the backwoods a little bit and see what's going on. So I'm not going to go too far, just like I said, up to Johnston Canyon, then I'll probably turn around and head back to Banff. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Well, that was exciting. That was the big beer jam. For a while saw nothing, and then I had my camera ready, and then all of a sudden this big grizzly was just lumbering by me on my driver's side. So I got a few images. That was fun. That was worth the detour. Okay, on we go. I am here in Cochrane, Alberta, in my hotel room. Tonight being the 54th day of my journey, the only thing I have left is 6 days slogging across Canada to get home. I think today's highlight, for me anyways, was capturing the image of the grizzly bear on the side of the road. Very unexpected, and I was pretty fortunate to actually get to see that and have my camera ready and be able to take that shot. So I enjoyed that. I also like Banff. Banff was a really nice town, has lots going on, lots for people to come visit. I can see why so many people go there. I enjoyed it. I'll look forward to returning there someday and spending a little bit more time. This will end the video, but there's a few more minutes left that I'm going to take B-roll of me heading back home and traveling to the rest of Canada, and kind of discussing how I think this trip went for me. You know, I had a bunch of objectives I wanted to accomplish, and I think I'll just talk through those with some voiceover
as to how I think I did. Sitting here right now, or standing here right now in this hotel room, I'm tired. It's been a long 54 days, but I really enjoyed the trip. Some of the things that's weird, though, is to try to remember everything that happened. There was so much that went on. So I want to take the time and think about it, and that's why I'll do some voiceover and attach it to the end of this video. But other than that, I'm going to sign out and say goodbye, and hope you enjoyed the series. I certainly enjoyed going on it. Bye-bye.
As I cover my travel home and video, my words here have been put together 6 months later. I wanted some time to think more deeply about this trip. I wanted to review both my photos and video footage I gathered along the way before summarizing the trip. Let me say up front, it was a wonderful experience overall. A trip that will be part of me for the rest of my life. Over 60 days, I covered a vast amount of territory in both Canada and Alaska, driving 12,000 miles. It was a once-in-a-lifetime trip dedicated to the memory of my dad, who was stationed in Alaska while serving in the U.S. Army as a young man. I set out to try and see and feel what he might have experienced during that time, while recognizing that more than 75 years had gone by. I wanted to know what made this place so special to him. Did I succeed? I honestly can't be sure, but I can say without hesitation that I experienced things that will always be special to me, and those things will always connect me back to my dad. I can also say that I felt my dad's presence by my side each and every step along the way. I felt him guiding me along, while providing me with the fatherly support he gave me my whole life. As for the trip itself, let me give you some of my thoughts. The coastal areas were the most magical for me. Valdez was my favorite place. Surrounded by both water and mountains, its spirit touched something in my soul to its core. Not far behind would be Juneau and Homer. These places just felt good to me while I visited. Chicken, Skagway, and Dawson City all connected me to the culture and past of Alaska and the Klondike Gold Rush. They carried their past as a badge of honor, never apologizing and never backing away while embracing the modern currency of tourism. The big cities are places I normally avoid on GBN trips. However, in this trip, I needed to have visited them. Anchorage and Fairbanks never gave me any special feelings or highlights to remember, while Juneau and Whitehorse were big cities with character and interest. Small towns like Hope and Talkeetna knew who they were and leaned into that character. Denali National Park was a bit of an enigma. Obvious was its natural beauty, but a place hard to enjoy while constrained by its limited access. The surprise of the trip was the Salmon Glacier just outside of Hyder, Alaska and Stewart, BC. It provided me with one of the most memorable experiences of this trip, as well as the best dispersed campsite I have ever had. As for challenges, I faced a few, mainly inconveniences. The road closures due to the wildfires caused me some extra miles and a few days of hard driving. The cancellation of my ferry back from Juneau had me scrambling a bit to reschedule some things, but easily done. The truck, except for a couple of small items, performed flawlessly and met every expectation I had for this new build. As for photography, the landscapes were impressive, but it was the marine wildlife that made this trip special. In fact, wildlife photography, a seed originally planted in Yellowstone, has been fertilized and watered in Alaska. It will now become a permanent and purposeful part of my photography going forward. Will I ever get back to Alaska? I doubt it, but if I did, it would be very targeted and wildlife photography centric. Also, I would likely fly and not drive. It would be a very different experience. So to wrap this up, let's start with the culture. From what I saw, no one is outdoing the people of the North. A rustic bunch that seemed to know how to enjoy a simple but meaningful life. Challenges are plenty, but they seem to know how to enjoy the little pleasures that come their way. The beauty of the land in Alaska and northwestern Canada were phenomenal. It just seemed to never end. Mountains, rivers, waterways, wildlife, and enchanting small towns. They all offer an experience of a lifetime. So what's next for GBN Adventures? Not sure, to be honest, but whatever it is, it will have a tough time surpassing this trip. But I look forward to trying. For now, goodbye, and thanks for following along.